What is third-party maintenance? Do you know? How are you going to leverage it in your data center? Let's go find out. Welcome to our In a Flash series. Today our focus is on defining third-party maintenance and how you can utilize that maybe as a blended approach with your current OEM maintenance. Hi, I'm Chad Peters. I've got over 24 years in data center maintenance as an engineer, as a support specialist, and as an instructor for field engineers. So my goal today is to peel back the layers, pull back the mystery, and really talk about third-party maintenance. First of all, what is third-party maintenance? When we think about third-party maintenance, some of us are even thinking, well, I don't even know what that is. Well, let's put it in simple terms. All of us have bought a car at some point in time, right? Some of you might have bought a brand new car. So let's think about buying a brand new car. When you buy it from the dealer says, hey, tell you what, I'm going to throw in free oil changes and tire rotations for a year, and we're going to knock off some maintenance when you come in. We'll give you discounts. And that's great. When then that year expires, well, guess what? Those oil changes aren't free anymore. That rotation sure does cost you a lot of money. So what you start to do is you say, well, wait a minute, can't I go somewhere else and get an oil change? I'm getting the same oil, I'm getting the same filter, but boy, I'm sure paying a heck of a lot less for it. And oh, by the way, I feel like I'm getting much more personalized service. So if you take that idea and you move it over to data center maintenance, that's third-party maintenance. What's a TPM bring to the table? Reduced maintenance costs, longer life cycle, greater uptime, flexibility. You get a dedicated engineer, and they're very user-friendly to work with. So we think about OEM maintenance. What do they bring to the table? Certified engineers, higher cost and hidden fees, and mediocre flexibility in their maintenance offerings. In contrast to the OEM, third-party maintainers offer this: dedicated certified engineers, lower costs, fast and efficient response, and flexible agreements. So let's talk about how do I blend this third-party maintenance strategy into my existing maintenance strategy. First of all, I notice I use the word blend. This is not an all or nothing situation. So when you're deciding OEM versus TPM, you don't have to go, well, it's all with the OEM or it's all with the TPM. No, you can blend it because there are certain things that just make sense to keep with the OEM. If the product's brand new and you're doing a ton of microcode and firmware updates on it, maybe you keep that stuff with the OEM. That's okay. But maybe you've got some items that have maybe hit end of warranty. Maybe there's not a lot of code coming out for it. Maybe it's in a development situation. Start looking at TPMs for that. So take a blended approach, ask a lot of questions, but like I said, leverage TPMs into your maintenance strategy. Make them a part of it. Don't just say, well, you know what? I got to stay with IBM because I bought it from them. No. Start looking at the products. And oh, by the way, you can do it at a product by product level, even within the OEM. Like I said, maybe you keep something you just bought brand new, and then maybe you move a few things over to the TPM and get that third-party support year over year and just keep expanding that. And then you know what? When your business needs to buy new, you go buy new from the OEM. And as that product hits end of warranty, instead of extending support with the OEM, where those maintenance dollars continue to rise, that's when you start moving those items over to TPMs. Well, let's talk about when it makes sense. So those first 3 years of a product's life, one, it's introduced, right? It's new, it's introduced out to the market, and they're going to have a warranty on that product. As we move forward, we get to that kind of 3 to 6 years, the warranty's expired typically. Now you start to see end of life statements coming out about that product. They no longer sell it new, and this is a really strong candidate for third-party maintenance. All right, so now we've hit 6 to 12 years in the lifespan of this product. What's happened so far? First of all, at 3 to 6, we saw end-of-life announcements come out, meaning the OEM no longer sells the product. Well, now the OEM escalates the game a little bit. Now they kind of press that lever I mentioned earlier, and they say we're no longer going to service the product. We're going to issue end-of-service life announcements. Also, we're going to see that the OEM is going to stop producing firmware. What I'm saying here is this is the best time to look at a TPM because the OEM is saying, we're done, we're out, we're finished. You have to buy new or go elsewhere. And to find out more about that whole end of life, end of service life, what you can do is go back to our other In a Flash series that we did that really was specific to that. And we spent a lot of time talking about end of life and end of service life. TPM, OEM, how do you make that decision? I'll tell you what, I got 3 easy steps for you. First of all, assess your support needs. Secondly, review the support options that TPM brings to the table and how it's going to impact your business. And 3, ask a lot of questions. Hey, thanks for joining me today for the In a Flash series on TPMs. If this provided value to you, tell you what, like it, subscribe to it, provide us comments. We want to know what you want to know.